Nothing outside a person can defile them by going into them. The word is nothing. Nothing that comes from the outside. What friends say, what culture says, what the media says, your thoughts can lie. So even if you have thoughts that are coming to you from the outside, maybe it's Satan, maybe it's the enemy, nothing outside a person can defile them by going into them. Rather, it is what comes out of a person that defiles them. Ooh,
Nice. Nothing.
nothing from outside a person. I don't care what another person says, culture says, my little thoughts that are coming to me.
Makes me think about a declaration. We can declare that. That's part of overcoming. Like we can just own it.
I love it. Declare it.
Declare it.
John Maxwell, and that's one thing
Mhm.
he talked about, is you have to declare it. You can believe
To
something,
declare it.
but there is a power in publicly
Yes.
declaring it.
Like if there's anything outside of us, like something unholy or negative or a temptation or whatever it is, like you said, you treat that as like, aha, it's a challenge. So there's an internal process. Remember, you described what you did, and I thought it was so cool because it kind of made it fun in a way. Like
Yes.
rather than bringing you down, you're like, aha, I'm going to do something here about this, right?
Yes, we have the ultimate guide, the Holy Spirit in us. So
Yes.
if something is amiss, if something doesn't seem right, doesn't feel right, I don't think it's right, chances are that's the Holy Spirit getting our attention. So to your point, that's where it
Yes.
gets exciting. It's like, oh, what am I supposed to learn from this?
Yes, that happens. It could be in a nanosecond in your mind. And what you're describing here from this verse is almost like another part of that process. It's just like, then you can declare it.
So after he shared this, his disciples, after they got alone, he's like, dude, what did that mean? What did you mean by that? He's like, oh, okay. Verse 19,
Yeah.
he goes on, for it goes into their stomach and out of the body. And he also
Mm-hmm.
used that to share with them. He declared all foods are clean. Because remember, back in those days, you shouldn't eat certain foods because some foods weren't. But he's saying, look, everything that you take in, here's the brilliance, goes into your stomach, which goes out from the body. So then
Mm-hmm.
they figured it out. Oh, so whatever I take in from culture, from the Pharisees, from Satan, whatever I take in, take it into my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it into my heart, because
Right.
then it can pass through the body.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's a lot there. So you're not stuck in it. You don't absorb it. You let it
Nope.
move through. Mhm.
Yes. You just think about, like, even with your foods, when you consume something, right, your body will
Mhm.
get rid of the waste from the food. It's going to retain the
Yes.
nutrients and things that it needs
Mhm.
conceptually. These two verses together, take it in. That's why we can't be afraid to be out in the world. I'd be scared to go to this place, or oh, there's a lot of
Mhm.
this going on. No, we
Mhm.
can take it in, use our discernment, and the
Yes.
stuff that is going to serve us, we'll take that in, and then that will come out of us, the good stuff. But the other
Yes.
stuff, just take it in and let it pass right through.
Let it pass. Let it pass through. We can be in the world, but not of it.
Boom. That's it.
Yes.
We should, to your point, you don't
Mhm.
have to be afraid of anything, right?
Right.
If you really, really, really are resting in total surrender in the power of Jesus, and to be Christ like and to let Jesus rule my life, be the leader of my life,
Mhm.
then what do you have to be? Be courageous. Let's err on the courageous side of Jesus. Let's not go on
Yes.
that timid side. That's where a lot of religions try to put Jesus and leave him on the cross.
Yes. And you know what this reminds me of? Just today, I learned that whenever we feel fear, the pH in our body drops.
Mm,
It like has an immediate, that makes me think about taking things in and all that.
yeah.
And you literally get sour,
Wow.
acidic. And I'm like, wow, okay, what does that all mean? So, like, that's literally taking in the world.
That's so good. So he was on heart meds for years, told I would never be off of them. And then I went to a
Hmm.
natural medicine doctor and a follower of Jesus who studied in Denmark for 7 years. One of the first things
Mm.
she asked me to do was to start drinking high alkaline water.
Mm-hmm.
But it reminded
Uh-huh.
me of what you just said there. And of course, the testimony is I've been clean off of those prescription meds, never felt better, back to my high school weight. Everything's been great after
Mm-hmm.
being told by the world, nope, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
dude, you've got a death sentence.
So that makes me think about, well, the physical, all levels, right? When you take in the world, then you literally, you become sour, you become negative, and you let it touch you, right? You let it, literally, it touches or it's, you internalize it. Another quote related to that: every heart tries to heal its host, or I guess the person, with every heartbeat. So there's always a
Mhm.
attempt for healing. There's always a attempt to balance, lean into the health rather than, and to move toward health, not
Mhm.
toward, you can stay stuck. If you're stuck in the world and negativity, you're not moving. It's static, you're rigid,
What's
flexible and open.
Yes,
Hmm.
and what's flooding into my mind is that encompasses everything. If you just take that simple statement that with every heartbeat, your heart's attempting to heal, well, then you start thinking about the foods that I'm eating. How am I taking
Yes.
care of my body? How am I taking care of my mind? All these things, because we are perfectly created by
Yes.
God. We are
Yes.
miraculously and wonderfully made, and it's all on purpose. So then it got me thinking about exactly. So why wouldn't I search for all of those things that are there in plain sight to allow my body to be in harmony with the way God
Yes.
created me to be? Whew.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And isn't that ultimately you surrender? You know, you
Yes.
give up.
That's what it always comes back to, is surrender. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
because Satan wants us to think like we've got some semblance of control over anything. He'll grasp at anything. And that's where
Mm-hmm.
he'll slowly worm his way in and get you going the wrong way.
Yeah, that's
So
powerful because of how everything relates. It all connects. Being in the world and not of it.
Kathleen has given you that one twice. So I think you should pay attention to that line. Ha! Thank you
That's
guys so
right.
much for joining. Kathleen, thank you
Mm.
so much for joining.
You're welcome. Thank you.
If you found this video helpful, hit that like button to see more like it. Comment down below. This can be with questions or answers to questions that you may ask. And we'll see you on the next time on this amazing journey from isolation to community, where the next step beyond is freedom.